Our seance was interrupted by unexplained noises coming from the second floor.
You heard the sounds coming
That's chilly. They were probably upset with us filming down there. That's not the first time that's happened. Sometimes you can even hear footsteps going up and down the stairs. They probably were displeased. Is there anything you need? Can you talk to me? Can you talk to me? Can you talk to me? Holy cow. Oh, that gives me chills. Just a few months ago, we went in there and I was trying to get her to talk, and she did say talk. That was the only word she said.
I don't know. Did you hear that? It was in here. Come on. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Cover up the light, cover up the light.
If you look very closely, you'll notice that this very large and defined spirit orb we captured is behind the door frame, about 20 feet from us.
Ooh, that is a good orb. She's behind the door, or it's behind the door, looking out at you. I think that's too tall on the door frame for Elizabeth. I think that's somebody else. She wasn't very tall.
And you'll see what we mean if we find one of those spots.
We captured these orbs throughout the investigation.
Where was this?
Right across from room 109.
Where that big orb was in the picture, the last picture.
Okay, by the stairs?
Yeah, we went to right where the orb was, and that's where that happened.
I know what George Winfield did to you.
There it is.
You can easily see this orb manifest itself, then disappear.
Oh.
I do recall an icy feeling, and now that I see this footage, I believe this is Elizabeth touching my arm.
I have felt a presence in there more than once, and it wasn't a frightening presence. It was a loving presence in there, almost like she's stroking the arm or the face. I think she's lonely.
You think that's her touching my arm?
Mm-hmm.
There were times during this meeting where Virginia seemed emotionally struck by the video footage, and her bondage for the supernatural phenomena within the hotel were evident.
They bring back memories. It's a beautiful place.
Maybe she's known all along the truth of life after death, and her comfort was to live as close as she could to this spiritual wonder. She was now wanting us to feel this comfort, particularly from Elizabeth.
You should go back in and you should sleep in that room. Yeah, she could have had a connection. She doesn't touch many people, I don't think.
Nick. What? Dude, look right there. Come here. Look, no, stop. Do you see that? Oh, whoa.
Yeah, you could see a figure right there.
Oh, yeah.
You see it?
Oh, it's walking toward you.
Right there.
Well, that makes your eyes want to cross. And it wasn't floating, it was walking. Gliding. It was gliding. Well, I have seen an apparition on the 3rd floor in that same area, on that same corner, and there were 5 of us, and one of them was a trained officer of the law, and he grabbed his gun, thinking it was a burglar up there, but it was clearer than that. But I wouldn't admit it if 5 of us hadn't seen the same thing.
Sit down for a second. Sit down. go in there first? You want me to go? Is that you? Making all that noise? What room? Is that you making all the noise? Holy!
Looks like it was being scooped up and tossed. It's a good thing it didn't hit you in the head.
Virginia, what are your emotions as you see this footage?
It's kind of scary. To see a brick being picked up and thrown and nothing picking it up and throwing it. Duh. That brick throwing is the second thing that I have seen thrown. Well, I didn't see, I saw it on your film, but I took a couple of ladies and their husbands in last Saturday. They went up to the top floor, the fourth floor, and they were up there, and while they were there looking around and scaring themselves, a big bolt about this big with a hole in it, heavy, was thrown at one of the ladies, and it went just past her ear, almost hit her in the side of the head. If it had hit her, it would have really hurt her. And they brought the bolt back down and told her to keep it as a souvenir.
And do you think that this spirit was trying to harm us?
No, I think he was trying to scare me and get out of my space. I don't think any of them want to harm you, anybody in there. Even when I was picked up and slammed against the wall, I was participating in the background. That was not the thing he wanted. So they just want you to get out.
Virginia was so struck by the poltergeist activity captured on film, she called over a fellow Goldfield local who was the former president of the Chamber of Commerce and also the Goldfield Historical Society.
I called you to come over because I wanted you to see what I saw.
Okay.
I don't know whether he's a skeptic or not. We haven't discussed it, but if you would like to say anything.
No, I do believe in ghosts. I've seen a bunch of different things in the different cities I've lived in throughout the United States, and I've been in the Goldfield Hotel with you.
And incidentally now, it's privately owned, and tours are not given at all without permission from the owner, who very rarely gives permission. Would you sit there and have a look?
Okay.
Being president of the Goldfield Historical Society, would this footage reaffirm him that the hotel's past residents during the years of the gold rush in the early 1900s still occupy the hotel?
This is the room. What room? Is that you making all the noise? Whoa!
We did not mean to frighten this man or practically give him a heart attack. It was actually fulfilling to see him react the same way we did. Like us, he was in a bit of shock afterwards, and as you can see, he couldn't sit still.
What do you think of that?
Well, I think that pretty much says it all when you watch the brick fly across the room, that they're in there, and they're not happy if you disturb them all the time.
Were you a little freaked out by that clip?
Yes, I was.
Because I noticed that you got kind of a little bit freaked out by it. Does it disturb you a little bit, or?
It only disturbed me because I was wondering why they didn't want you in there. But there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. You had to be close to something.
How close is too close? I think we answered that. There are more lost answers of life after death trapped inside that hotel than we imagined. And if you try and get too close in searching for what lies beyond your last breath, you just may hit a brick wall, or it may hit you. Seeing is believing, and we saw. We must find them. For if we can hear them,